This is Chuck Yang. Today is April 16th, 2023. Welcome to my channel. And the last video I made, this was the last video I made, was April 6th. Okay. In this video, I discussed the economic cycle and then look at how the economic cycle impact stock market cycle and sector rotation. This video I shared with the public for 3 days. Okay. And then I took it off private. The reason is that I want this video to be viewed by people who subscribe to my channel. Okay. It was free subscription. So people who subscribe to my channel, when I put out a video, they will receive the notice. And then they will be able to see the video right away. Okay. So I left the video public for 3 days. Okay. And then I took it private. So now this video is only available to my students. In this video, I indicated that April 6th, from that day on, the Dow Jones Industrial Average would take the lead. And the NASDAQ, which I was very bullish since March 16th. But after April 6th, I concluded that the NASDAQ will no longer lead the market. And that indeed seems to be the case. This is QQQ. And April 6th is here. April 6th is here. Okay, so since I made the prediction that the NASDAQ will no longer lead the market, NASDAQ is essentially going sideways for more than a week. Okay, for more than a week. But if you look at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, April 6th was here, and it was going up and up and up. Okay, so that indicates my analysis was quite accurate and also timely. And so my series, this is my educational series. I made them available for free. This is the playlist. Okay, and although it's for educational purposes, but a lot of the time I do keep up with the current market condition. So my comments or a lot of these analysis are related to the current market and current opportunities. So viewing these videos, for one hand, is for knowledge sharing, and you can learn from these videos. But on the other hand, these videos provide timely opinions on market direction and opportunities. Okay. Okay, let's take a look at NASDAQ, the ETF QQQ, or NASDAQ Futures NQ. Here's a list of points that I'm checking against QQQ and NQ. Okay, let's first start with the monthly and weekly charts. Okay, so there are 4 points. The candles in both time frame are bullish. Okay, and Bollinger, weekly Bollinger and weekly OBV. Let's take a look at that chart. On the left hand side, monthly. We got to look because currently it's April, in the middle of April. Okay, so the monthly bar candle is still in progress. So we should be mainly looking at last month's candle, which is very bullish. Okay, a very long green candle, that's bullish. Typically, when this happens, it should continue to move up, just like previous. You see, in January it was so strong, and then February it continues to move up. Okay, so there will be an upward move, although at the end of February it came back down. So, but there is an initial upward move. So similarly, for the same reason, I would expect that there will be some upward move first, and then whether it will come back down or not, and that will be at the end of the month. But we still have 2 weeks to go. There will be some upward movement. So from this monthly chart, that seems to be the case. Okay, so solid green long candle, and also it should continue to move up monthly. Weekly, same thing. Same thing. Let's look at weekly. Um, weekly, there are 3 points we should observe. One is that this is last week's candle is green, okay, although not as strong as the previous week. In the previous weeks, very strong, and then the week before, you see, it's almost a doji, like a cross. So it's like indecision, didn't go sideways, okay, didn't go anywhere. And then last week, it's it's a green candle, weekly candle. So this is also bullish. Okay. So that should imply some upward movement. Okay. So that's one point. Second point, typically, let me expand this. Bollinger Band, Bollinger himself, actually, I met him 20 years ago. Bollinger himself, when he invented Bollinger Band, is mainly for oscillations, oscillation between the two bands. Okay, but many people, um, for people who want to follow trend, okay, they use it differently. For example, here, when he hits the upper band, if for Bollinger, he would say, "Hey, it will come down," right? But that's not the case. This, when it hit the upper band, it will continue. That means the beginning of a new trend. So many people use their Bollinger Band. When it hits the upper band, decide to a new trend. Okay, so in this business, nothing is 100% right. Even Bollinger himself, he used it for oscillation purpose. Okay, but other people use it for other purpose. Like in this weekly, when this hit the upper band, okay, and then stays there. You see, it hit the upper band and stays there. All right, and then correct to the mid band, and then will go up again. Okay, this itself is a bullish kind of inclination. So it implies the trend, the midterm, long-term trend has turned. Okay, so for the whole year of last year, it did not hit the upper band. So for the whole 2022, it did not hit the upper band. So that's in the downtrend. Now, 2023, we've hit the upper band. That's an indication of possibility of a trend turning. Okay, plus this W bottom, which I've described previously. I even use a beautiful lady to describe this double bottom. Okay, then correct back to the middle midline Bollinger line, and which is a 20-week moving average, and then bounce right back up. Okay, so now obviously the trend is up. The trend is up. Okay, and that's not going to rule out the possibility of this correcting back to the midline again. Okay, but that's still considered uptrend, higher high, higher low. Okay, that does not change our opinion that the trend is up. All right, so that's the second viewpoint, that it hit the upper band twice. Here it's even stayed there for like 3 weeks hitting there. Okay, and then hit it again, Okay, so it's I would say more than 50% chance that this might continue to go up. Okay, so that's the second point on the weekly chart. Third point on the weekly chart is this yellow line on the unbalanced volume. This unbalanced volume, you see, it's reaching. It's reaching. This is like June. Wow, from June, so it's almost like 10 months high. The unbalanced volume is reaching 10 months high, although the price has not. The price has not exceed this one yet. So unbalanced volume is bullish. Okay, so it means when in up days, up weeks, we have a bigger volume. Okay, and in down weeks the volume is lower. Okay, so from this weekly chart, we have 3 points of observation: the candle itself, the Bollinger Band, and the unbalanced volume. Okay. um And now we can go to the daily chart. So we have basically kind of finished analyzing the monthly and weekly charts. Okay, and the rest will be mostly discussion of the daily behavior. Okay, let's get a lot of the ones out of the way. Okay, so overall the trend is up. Okay, I'm going to have more description of here, but now that I put the VIX, this is the VIX, the what's the English word for it? It's the fear index. The fear index. Okay, this is the VIX, not the regular VIX for the S&P. This is the VIX for the Nasdaq 100. There is a VIX for the Nasdaq 100. Okay, so if we look at this VIX, it's been going down. You see, this is the daily chart. Okay, Friday's VIX boom coming down. Okay, so VIX coming down is bullish for QQQ. Okay, when QQQ go up, VIX come down. Okay, so VIX is going in the downward direction. Okay, so that's another bullish sign. Okay, so VIX is supporting the price to go up. All right, and then the next thing I would like to say is that I want to make this plot simpler. So let's just get rid of some of things that I don't I don't want to stay. So this is the Fibonacci extension. If the price continue to go up, we have the Fibonacci extension. So currently, we just hit the 61.8 Fibonacci extension area. As far as this area is concerned, this line has a reason. The futures of Nasdaq 100. Okay, if we look at the futures of Nasdaq 100, it actually on this day, on the last September, it hit here. And which is our current resistance, a 61.8 resistance. So let's look at the futures. Now you know what I'm talking about. It's right here. Okay, it's right here. It hit here, so that's on a resistance. Okay, that's on resisting here. So if we take the futures value and we can convert it to the QQ value. Okay, so since these futures trade in the 23 hours, okay, unlike the QQQ, which only trade like 6 hours during the day. So this, during the pre-market, the futures hit this point, and that's also creating a resistance, overhead resistance for the current Nasdaq 100. This is the futures, and if we convert this point to QQQ, of course QQQ doesn't see it, because once the market is open, QQQ is already came down. So the futures was here, and then that also corresponds to the current resistance level. Okay, so current resistance level come from two sources. One is the futures peak of the Nasdaq 100 in last September, and then the second one is this Fibonacci extension. Okay, Fibonacci extension. I won't get rid of this Fibonacci extension because it's kind of making this quite messy. So now that we have described currently why is it here, it's because it just reached this target. Okay, 320. Okay. Now last time I mentioned our next target is 333. Remember that magic number 333. Okay, which is the previous top. Okay. Now let's just go this with stages. Okay, I'll go with stages instead of go directly to 333. That our next target, if we continue to use the Fibonacci extension 2, the next target that's reachable is the 78.6 level, which is 327. Okay, so we hope in the next week or two Nasdaq 100 QQQ will likely it's likely going to 327. Okay, that's the extension. Okay, 327, which is slightly below the last year's last August high. Okay, but let's make this our next target, 327. Okay, so after that, since I have mentioned this Fibonacci extension, let me get rid of it. I don't make this plot simple. Okay. 78.6% extension, 327. Just remember that. Okay. So let me get rid of that. All right. Okay. So the next thing is that the trend is still, I mean, there's no reason for us to think the trend will reverse. We are trend followers. All right. The trend is up. We have these moving exponential moving averages in bullish formation. These are in bullish, they're spreading apart. Okay. So that's a bullish trend. It's more likely that is to continue to go up. As this, you see, we said that there is this terminology of use time in exchange of price space. As I mentioned in my last video, correction, slight pullback could occur. During an uptrend, you see a pullback, uptrend is pullback. It could pull back all the way to even the white line without destroying the trend. Okay, or it could just go sideways. So now it seems that it's going sideways. Okay, why this goes sideways? Then all the moving averages are catching up. Okay, are catching up. Once they get closer to the price, if this goes sideways a few more days, this white line 26 EMA will catch up. This EMA is going to push the price up. Okay, that's how this thing works. Okay, so it's more likely that it will go up. Okay, so we have go sideways for 7 days now. Okay, so in the next week, in the coming week, I think it will move. Okay, more likely that will move in the upward direction. Okay, so this is one observation of the daily chart. Another observation of the daily chart, let's look at the futures. Look at this bar, Thursday's bar. Okay, how big this bar is? It's very big. Okay, so it's like this is a bullish engulfing. It's engulfing this this negative bar. This green bar is engulfing this yellow, red negative bar, and even engulfing the previous days. Engulfing the whole week. Engulf the whole week over the previous few days. This is very bullish. When you have something like this, it's like a bullish thrust. Okay, typically when we see a bullish thrust, it's the time to buy, to add to it. Okay, so people who are not familiar with my methodology is that if you don't have a position, when this happened, the next day any pullback, buy into it, add to it. Okay, since we're following the uptrend. All right, so we have a big strong bullish bar on Thursday. Okay, that's why Friday it cannot decline much, because this is so bullish. And also decline, you see the yellow line, how important it is. Every time it drops to the yellow line, which is the 12-day EMA, it bounces. It drops to the 12 EMA, it bounces. And it drops to 12 EMA, it bounces. Okay, of course, and then here it has more. So this will have a lot of the time, not every 100% time it will bounce. Okay, but Friday, that's the case. It dropped to the yellow line, and then it bounced back, close back up. Okay, and also our methodology is that in the thrust, you can put an order like a middle of the thrust, put a buy order there. Okay, so and if we did that, we would have made money now. Okay, would have been positive for that buy. Okay, so that's another factor on the daily chart. So I've mentioned the several factors on the daily chart. Now let's go over the list. Yeah, bullish engulfing, I've mentioned that. Yeah, the EMAs are in the bullish. Okay, bullish. We have just described that. Okay, and then we also described this 220, 320, the 60.8 extension. That's the current resistance we are meeting. Okay, we describe that. All right. So so far it's kind of overbought. If you look at the oscillator, you look this the static stochastic oscillator. Okay, it reached the overbought area. Okay, and now it's going sideways. It's going sideways. Let's go back to the QQQ. Okay, going sideways, and this is very healthy, and that's good. Then because this will form the foundation for the next leg up. Otherwise, if you continually, I was prepared. If you go up the next day, I was prepared to sell everything. Okay, here if you go up and there again, because if you go up too quickly, there will be a big sell-off. Okay, so I'm glad that it didn't go up too quickly and they immediately start correcting. And this is the market needs some rest and to build up energy for the next leg up. Okay, and also here this is the Bollinger Band. It sits right here on the mid Bollinger Band. Okay, and then again this is it's bullish. It's bullish. Okay, and what else? Yeah, we have described the VIX. Okay. Okay. Also, another thing is I look at the futures intraday chart. The futures intraday chart, a 30-minute chart. I'm looking at the 30-minute chart. Okay. Okay, let me get rid of some of these lines, make it simpler. And yeah, the unbalanced volume. This is the unbalanced volume. You see, it's been going up. This white line is the unbalanced volume of the Nasdaq 100 futures. Okay, so here it had the price come down. It come down somewhat. Okay, but it did not like here. You see, it's like behave as if it's going to break down. Okay, but the unbalanced volume didn't behave like that. Unbalanced volume did not support that. That's why it came back up. Okay, see that this came down was not confirmed by unbalanced volume. See, right here, this came down here. Unbalanced volume did not even touch the lower Bollinger Band. Okay, so that's why it struggle, go up. Okay, so from this point, it's still okay. It's still bullish. Okay, so that's why I'm listing these Nasdaq futures unbalanced volumes can somewhat bullish. Okay, and I mentioned our next target is 327. Okay, which is the Fibonacci extension 78.6%. However, I would like to caution. I've observed the following trouble for the Nasdaq 100. Breadth is very poor. The breadth is very poor. That means the institutions are selling the stocks in the average stocks and moving them into these big companies like the fund stocks, Meta, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, Microsoft, and Google. I forgot Google here. Okay, there should be a G here. All right. So so it's mainly the big stocks that's holding up, and the institutions are selling the smaller companies they're not behaving so well. That's exactly what I have been doing in the past couple of weeks. I dumped all these little stocks that did not behave very well, and I've just bought these fun stocks, Apple, Google, and Microsoft. I bought all of those 1.5 times the leverage ETF. That's what I have been doing, and then the institutions have been doing exactly the same thing. But that causes the breadth to be very negative. That means the more stocks going down than going up, and that's in general, when that happens, not a very good sign. So the A to D advanced decline line is somewhat weak. Okay. I do have some this setup. Let's look at it. You see the advanced decline line. You see the price. You see it's holding up well, and it's like as if it's going to breaking out. But the advanced decline line is kind of struggling here. Okay, that's advanced decline line, and the daily unbalanced volume is not good. Unbalanced volume on a daily basis is keep going down and down and down. Okay, and the bottom is the McLean oscillator. It's coming down, and if it crosses zero, that's not good. It's very close to zero now. Okay, you see at the high it was like 8. Now it's 0.37. It's almost zero. So the McLean oscillator is not. McLean oscillator also mirrors the breadth. Okay, so when the breadth is not good, more stocks decline, and only a few big companies go up, and this is what we get. Okay, that's not very bullish. So I think I have summarized all the points. Okay, and I do have my own, and I'm developed my own proprietary um, breadth indicator. I have a proprietary breadth indicator here, and this proprietary breadth indicator just keep going down and down and down, which is different from the S&P. If we look at the S&P is chart, the price go up, my indicator also goes up. So they confirm each other. But the Nasdaq 100, these just keep on going down and down and down. That may be very worried. Okay, so that's from another standpoint. This is telling us the breath is bad. Okay, so that's a caution. Because of this, I think the right way to trade the Nasdaq now is to be not to be greedy anymore, not go for big shots. Rather than we should just do a day trade or very short term trading, either day trade or 1 or 2 days. Okay, when we wait for it, now we need to be patient. Wait for it to come back to support and stabilize, and then buy. And when it goes up, and we should sell. Don't wait. Don't think it's going to have a big move. Okay, for example, this is a Nasdaq 100. I have a three-line system. You see, it's just oscillating between these three lines. Okay, so when it comes down to the, if it's a very weak, it will come down to the bottom line. But if it's okay and it has some strength, it will just come and stabilize at the middle line. Okay, so definitely when this go up to the upper line, sell. At least sell half. Sell. Okay. The main reason is because of breadth. I don't like the breadth. Okay, I don't like the breadth. If the breadth are good, we could shoot for strong up moves. But the breadth has been poor, so that means that we should not we should not be too greedy to hope for big runs. If this go up near here, sell half of it. Okay, sell half of it at least. Okay, and then wait for it to come back down to the white line, middle line again. And then once it stabilizes, and we look at the Heikin Ashi chart or something, and then when everything is green, then we start buying. Okay, we start buying. So now we cannot afford to be too greedy now for the case of Nasdaq. Now for Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P, that's a different story. Okay, I just caution that for Nasdaq, I think there are too many bears there. Whenever it goes up, they will sell. Too many bears is throwing things up. Okay, we go with the market trend. You see, every time you see comes down here, the bears are selling too. And when we come down here, the bears are selling. And we come here, bears are selling. Too many bears. Okay, so we should not be too greedy. So when this goes here, I think the bears will come in and start selling again. Okay, so for QQQ is no longer the leader. QQQ now is struggling, and I made this point a week ago, more than a week ago. I think it's on April 6th. On April 6th, I created a video to analyze the economic cycle and then how that affect our current market rotation. And that video I shared with freely shared for 3 days, and then I took it private. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot of work put into this. Okay, so far we're talking about the QQQ. It's almost 30 minutes now. Okay, but just to the video itself is 30 minutes, and of course, as you see, I came up with this checklist. Yeah, as you can see, we went through this checklist and look at all aspects of it. Overall, we are bullish. Okay, we kind of bullish. The chart itself looks bullish, but it's just the breadth is not very positive. Okay, that's why I suggest that I would trade this with more like a short-term trading, in and out, in and out, in and out. Okay, because no method is 100% sure. Okay, if we know 100% sure market will go up, we just buy it and then we take a vacation, and then when we come back, our account will be up. Okay, isn't that? It's not that simple. I mean, with this always some chance of being wrong, right? Just because of that, it's more prudent just to do more short-term trading, in and out, in and out. Okay, for QQQ, but for Dow Jones Industrial Average and for the S&P, and that's slightly different, which I will describe either in the later in this video or maybe in a separate video. Okay, in the case of QQQ, there's too many bears that sells every time it goes up. Okay, as you can see, I put a lot of work into this. I'm doing this and share this for free, and I would like to expect my viewers to give me the courtesy of subscribing to my channel. Okay, and what does that mean? Now, if you look at my channel, this is a series. This is a playlist. Okay, this is the playlist which I will share with you. These are all the videos I've made so far. Okay, all of this can be viewed free. Okay, so if you actually play the first one, each one of these will play automatically one by one, or you can click on it and play it. Okay, now in this playlist, okay, so yeah, if you go to the beginning, I started sharing this. Of course, initially it was in Chinese, but if you look at this, um, that was March 15th. In March 15th, when the banks had bankruptcies, everything was bad. Okay, everything was bad, looks like the end of the world. But I found out big tech stocks and QQ are strong. That was March 15th. Okay, so I made a prediction that QQQ will lead the market for the next few weeks. That was March 15th, and we have been riding up this uptrend of QQQ. Okay, so for the past few weeks, yeah. So we have been. That was March 15th. We have been riding this upward movement of QQQ and reached gathered good profit. Okay, for the past 2 weeks. And then on April 4th, I said QQQ is no longer going to lead. And QQQ indeed going sideways. And I said April 6th that Dow Jones Industrial Average will lead. Okay. And indeed, the Dow Jones Industrial Average has been leading so far. But I need to have the subscription numbers go up. Right now it's 224 subscribers. It's free subscription. Okay. So I take so much time to create this video. Okay. I'm working for you for free. And I expect my viewers to give me the basic courtesy of hitting the subscription button, because this is my own channel. I don't see the subscription here. I cannot subscribe to my own channel. Let me just show you an example of somebody else. If I go to somebody else's channel, you have the subscribe button here. Okay, so all you need to do is hit the subscribe button. Once you hit the subscribe button, it will change and become subscribed. Okay, and if my subscription numbers increase, this will keep me motivated to create these videos to share with you. Okay, because then I can make this into something. Okay, otherwise, if the subscription number doesn't go up in a month or two, all of this video sharing will be stopped. Okay, there's a lot of work put into it, and if that's the case, all of this sharing will be stopped, and I will continue to make the video, but it will be phased. I will only share those with people who take my class or going through certain kind of fee subscriptions. Okay, but if we want to have these videos free coming out one after another, this number need to go up. Okay, all you need to do is press that subscribe button, and it's free. Okay, that's it doesn't cost you anything, and then you, moreover, you get a notification when I have a new video coming out. Okay, and this is very important. That's the main thing that will keep me motivated to produce more videos. Okay, so please share my link with your friends. Share my link with your friends and have your friends subscribe. Only when this go up, if this my objective target is for this to reach 1,000 in a month or two. If this does not reach 1,000 in a month or two, all of this free sharing will stop. Okay. I hope you all support me on this and we can work together. All right. All right. I think I don't want to make the videos too long. So for this episode of the video, I think I'll just do the QQQ. And for the for S&P and Dow Jones, I'll do a separate video. All right. Thank you for watching.